Hey guys, it's Eric with another episode of Enchanted Minds. Today we're going to go over in detail the art of the hunts out here in the Jungle of Chult. So guys, we do have videos posted on each of the individual hunts. If you already know how the hunts work as far as getting lures, hunting them, buying them, trading them, then this video's not for you. If you're looking for specific locations, again, we do have one on each of the hunts. This video, guys, is an overview of how to approach this hunt. It's new to the game with the Mod 12 release, with the Jungles of Chult. So you can see, you open your campaign up, go down to your Jungles of Chult, and you'll see here on the left, there's Monster Hunt. So Monster Hunt, guys, is what's going to allow you to purchase the lures to go on these hunts. Monster Hunt Rare Creatures will allow you to do the Tier 1 hunts. Monster Hunt Epic Creatures, Tier 2. And then finally, Monster Hunt The King will allow you to do the Tier 3 hunt, the King of Spines. So what does all this mean, guys? What's a hunt? Why should you be participating in hunts? So you can take a look. Some of the gear I've gotten from hunts, very, very high DPS gear. Item level 480. You can see example, this armor's giving me up to 2,000 critical strike. Same here, these gloves are giving me 2,300 critical strike, 1,300 armor pen. Also, we got boots that drop from here, increasing the armor pen by 5%, along with 1,300 critical strike. You can see some of the rings, a 510 ring, double offensive slots, 480 rings. The helm, even the helm, we're looking at close to 2,000 armor pen for boss fights, another 1,000 power. So guys, this is really, really good stuff. And there is items for each and every build out there. There's stuff for DCs, there's stuff for tanks, there's also stuff for even Templocks. There's specific items that are going to work only for a Templock, or as we like to call them, the Vampire Warlock build. So the long story short, guys, there is goodies out here for you in these hunts. So where these goodies drop, you can take a look for yourself. So you go to your items, go down to collections, and then click on Chult. Once we get in Chult, the button here for the PlayStation is square, sort by location. Not sure what it is on Xbox or PC, but it should have the option to sort by location. After we hit that button, you can see it's now broken down into the different hunts, guys. So this allows you to see what's dropping from each of the hunts. For example, that armor that I showed you guys drops from Zulker. Now this is, the Zulker is actually named wrong for some reason, don't know exactly what it is, but that hunt comes from Tharen Z, the Tier 2 hunt. All the other ones are named exactly what they are. You see King of Spines, Spleety, Sirish, Karkinos, Hedidit, Fang of Dendar, Clawgraze, Bacho, Arachne. So those are all of the different hunts that are available. You guys can take time and browse the different items that drop from each of these places. And then it opens up the question for you, how do I get to the hunt? So starting with the Tier 1 hunts, which there's 6 of them. There's 6 tier 1 hunts, there's 3 tier 2 hunts, and only 1 tier 3 hunt, the King of Spines. So the 6 tier 1 hunts, you'll be able to, again, purchase the lures once you unlock Monster Hunt, rare creatures. Once you unlock that, I do recommend unlocking that first. At least one person in your group that you play with all the time. That way you guys can do these hunts. So once that's done, you come over here in the Hunter Square. So Port Nyanzaru, this is over here, southeast corner. This is the Hunter Square. You can see that there is a series of merchants in here with the hunt symbol above their head. Each one sells specific lures. You can see this one's got the Sailor Shroud and the Flask of Sulfur. So the Sailor Shroud's going to summon Karkinos. The Flask of Sulfur is going to summon Hedidit. And this is just 2 of the examples. Again, you can go, over here. He's got different ones. He's got the Arachne. He also has a tier 2 hunt for Bacho. Same over here. She's got a tier 1 for Spleety. The tier 2 for Tharzar D. And then over here, he's got a tier 2 and a tier 3. Sirash, King of Spines. And then there's one more. This guy has the Batari War Mask, which summons Clawgrays, and Bottled Terror, which summons the Fang of Dendar. So how do you buy these guys? You'll notice that each of these requires 2 specific items, 2 unique items. We call these trophies. So each of the tier 1 hunts are going to require a T-Rex Fang plus 1 other trophy. So you see the Sailor Shroud, they want the big claw pincer. And then again, they want the Tyrannosaurus Rex Fang. That will get you the Sailor Shroud. That will allow you to do Karkinos. And that's the same for all of them. They're all going to take 1 T-Rex Fang and then whatever the other trophy may be. You can see this one, for example, Venom Tail, so on and so forth. I believe in total, you're looking at the Venom Tail Poison. You're looking at the Big Claw Pincer. That takes care of those 2 that he has. And you're looking at the Smilodon Tooth. The easiest one to get so far I've seen, guys, is this Preserved Heart from the Rotting Ogre Femur. You can simply farm Ogre Femurs from the Ogres over there at the camp in the Soshin Star River. And then the final 2, I believe one is the Batari's Braves Trinket and the Eotyrannus Talon. So those are all unique, and then also you would need a T-Rex Fang in addition to any one of those other trophies to get the lure to actually go on the hunt. So where do these trophies come from, guys? Well, I can show you here. If you look at the chat in your game, in the zone chat, you'll see tons and tons of people trading these trophies. You cannot sell them in the auction house. So here on the PS4 platform, and mind you, the game has this has just come out about a week and a half ago, so everything's pretty fresh over here. I don't know what it looks like on PC, but over here on the PlayStation 4, the going rate is about 1 superior mark of potency for a pre-made lure. Some of the harder ones to get, namely the Trinket, the Batari's Trinket, and the Venom Tail Poison, sometimes those are also going for a superior mark on their own, just half of the lure. The easiest ones to get, guys, the easiest ones to get are the ogre's femur, the big claw pincer, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex fang. And the reason is you can get those by fishing in the river. So we're gonna take a trip outside to the Ocean Star River. I'm gonna show you a couple of tips, a couple of tricks to get these. Now they're not particularly easy to get outside of the fishing. The other ones are a bit harder. The Venom Tail, the Smilodon Tooth, the Batari Braves Trinket, and the Eotyrannus Talon are a bit harder to get because you have to specifically find one of those creatures in the jungle and slay them. And they're not easy to find. So the way that this is done, guys, you'll want to find yourself some sort of loop, some sort of pattern. Figure out where these things are spawning and then take them down repeatedly. So here you can see a couple Chultan tigers. Do not let them pounce on you. They hit extremely hard. So what I'm doing, I'm going to take these guys out. I'm not going to get a trophy from them, but what's going to happen is you would start a rotation here. So you would take care of these guys, and then you would go on to another similar mob. And what I mean by that, you kill these tigers enough, it will spawn a Smilodon that will drop the tooth. Not every time. It's probably about 50-50. So we take care of those tigers. We're gonna come down here. I know sometimes there's scorpions. Yep, there they are. So same concept. These are not venom tails. These are just regular scorpions. But if we kill them enough times in this instance, it will spawn a venom tail, which has a 50% chance, I believe, to drop the venom tail poison. You see some more tigers over here. So we just keep moving right along, guys. And then the goal is to eventually turn around and go back to that first group of tigers that we killed. Hopefully, they will have spawned a Smilodon. And then we'll go back to the scorpions. Hopefully they've spawned a venom tail, so on and so forth. So you kill enough tigers, it's gonna spawn the Smilodon eventually, as long as you keep working the same instance. You kill enough of the scorpions, it's going to eventually spawn you a venom tail. And then the other one is the dinosaur. So you kill enough of the I want to say it's not a raptor. Let's see, these guys. The Dionoschus. Can't pronounce his name, guys. I apologize for that. Should have paid more attention in biology and geology. So these guys, you kill them enough times, they're going to spawn a Eurotyrannus. So same concept as the other ones, except for obviously a different creature. So that's why you want to get yourself some sort of loop going. There's a few good spots on the map to do that. I'm actually running the one that me and my guild prefer, although we don't know if it's the best yet. It has been paying off for us, but you might find a loop that works a little bit better. Moving on, come back here. Usually some tigers hiding. There they are. And after I take care of these tigers, guys, I will show you exactly where on the map. You saw that we came in from Port Nyanzaru there at the entrance, and we're still pretty close to it. And after these ones, I'll also head back to that first group of tigers to see if we're lucky enough to get a Smilodon. And typically it's going to help if you do this not alone. You can see it is taking me a bit of time to take these guys down. Only 3k item level on this ranger, but I absolutely love playing him and I'm working hard on him. So we're going to come right back up real quick. Let me show you where we started. We started here, we came down here, then we came over to this area, then we came in here, went back there to find those tigers. Now we're working our way back up. See some velociraptors. They're not going to spawn anything for you, so I try to avoid fighting them. Don't know if they'll let me get away, and they did. So that is the loop for you guys. And like I said, the next step would be to rinse and repeat. Go back to those same mobs that you've already fought and see if you're fortunate enough for them to spawn the rare creature. Again, Smilodons, Venom Tails, Eurotyrannus is what we are looking for. So you can see the Scorpions are back. No Venom Tail. And I will tell you guys, the Venom Tail seems to be super stingy as well. From what I've seen, the Venom Tail and the Batari Brave do not show their face too often, as much as, say, the Smilodon or the Eurotyrannus seem a bit more willing to come out and play. And so, guys, that's how you hunt these three. The other way to do it, again, is fishing in the river. In the river, you'd be able to get yourself big claw pincers, T-Rex fangs, and ogre's femurs. Now, as far as where's the best spot to fish, that I can't tell you. I think it's all speculation. I think it's superstition. It's a matter of preference. It's a dice roll, guys. It's a dice roll. So there's no guarantee you're gonna get anything fishing, but I'm pretty sure if you sit out there for lengthy times, you're gonna get your fair share of trophies, T-Rex fangs, femurs, and pincers. Now, the other way to get the T-Rex fang is to hunt T-Rexes. So you'll notice after spending some time out here, guys, that there is a Tyrannosaurus that is not a Rex. It's just a Tyrannosaurus. He will not drop you the fang. What you need is specifically a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and that is the same concept. You kill Tyrannosaur enough times, it will eventually drop the Tyrannosaurus Rex. When you kill a Rex, it is guaranteed he is going to drop a fang. I believe he drops about 6 of them from what I've seen. But with that being said, they do drop on the ground and anyone can pick them up regardless of whether or not they're in your party. So you'll see a lot of times you'll be hunting T-Rex, you'll be killing T-Rex with your group. You might get another group that finds the same one that you found. And then when that happens, those T-Rex fangs are going to end up getting split. So one trick that I've learned to do is when you know the T-Rex is about to die, you can simply look up when you're looting. And that way you're not clicking on anyone's name, you're not missing the loot. You look up, you click X, you will get your fang. Almost certainly. That's how I do it. It's been working well for me. Anytime somebody does not get one in my guild, I always ask them, well, were you looking up? Because that's what you need to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and move on out of this loop, guys. I'm not going to farm it until they drop. Just know that they will. It takes some time. You've got to keep going and going until, again, you're fortunate enough for those to drop. But we are going to head down to the river. And while we're on our way down, guys, I just want to go back to the T-Rex a bit. The T-Rex, you will see in your zone chat, people will say something along the lines of T-Rex on me. So you can tell them invite T-Rex, and they'll typically pop you an invite, because a T-Rex is pretty nasty. It's a lot like fighting a dragon. Oh, guys, couple big claws. So I want to point this out. The other way to get the pincer is from these big claws themselves. You can fish it in the water, but these big claws are the same. You kill enough of these little guys, these river shells, the big claw is going to drop. You can see here we've got someone else seeing the same thing I see. Hopefully we both get one here. And the other thing, guys, when you're hunting trophies, if you get a trophy, you want to immediately mail it to yourself. If you can summon yourself a mailbox, do that. Very useful out here. If not, you'll want to go back to Port Nyanzaru immediately and mail this to yourself. And the reason is, so they did not drop the pincer. At least for me, maybe he got one. Hopefully he did. So you want to mail them to yourself, guys. The reason is because you can only hold one unique item at a time. All of the trophies are unique. So that's why. Now over here, guys, this is by far the easiest farm. I like to come out here with my tank. He pulls everything together. You see 2 rotting ogres there, 2 rotting ogres here, 2 more there. That's 6. That's 8. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 rotting ogres surrounding this camp, guys. So the way we like to do it as a guild, we'll bring a tank out, handful of DPS, they'll gather all of these guys together, and then we'll whoop on them, and we typically get more than 1 ogre's femur. Normally, more ogre's femurs than we can carry, which is what we like. So with that being said, guys, when you're buying your lures, do not buy the ogre's femur. Do not do it. It is a ripoff. You'll see people trying to sell them. You'll see people trying to trade them for the T-Rex fang. You don't want to do it. It is simply a ripoff. Now, fishing, guys, you're able to use your same boat from the Sea of Moving Ice. Same fishing rod. I do like to come under here, underneath the bridge. Don't know if it's helpful, but it is a spot that we like here in the guild. So guys, that's your tier 1 trophies as far as tier 2. So the first week that you're working this campaign, you'll be able to get the Monster Hunt Rare Creatures with 100 totems. Monster Hunt Epic Creatures takes 125 totems. Once you get the tier 2 unlocked, it becomes a bit harder because the tier 2 trophies only drop from killing tier 1 hunts. So instead of coming out here in the wild and fishing, hunting T-Rexes, hunting Smilodons, hunting Venom Tails, and so on and so forth, now you have to hunt the actual hunts. And we're going to teleport back to Port Nyanzaru. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing that happens, guys, with tier 2 is they no longer require the Tyrannosaurus Rex fang. So the T-Rex fangs, guys, I do buy them. I farm them. Me and my guild are doing 20+ hunts every evening. So it's no problem to dish out 150 gold or a couple of greater marks of potency to get that dragon, that T-Rex fang, so that way we can support the tier 1 hunts. The tier 1 hunts, we're farming trophies for the tier 2 hunts. And I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Come over here to Desha. You can see she's got the jewel-studded collar. This is a 2-star lure, tier 2. Will beckon Bacho when placed at the proper location. So the ingredients for this is Hedidit's Searing Core and the Arachne's Spinneret. So guys, you can only get the Searing Core from killing the tier 1 hunt Hedidit, which you would need a Venom Tail and a T-Rex Fang to spawn. Once you spawn him, it's got a pretty good drop rate. It does. So you have to farm Hedidit to get his core, and you have to farm Arachne to get the Spinneret. The tier 2 hunts, there's only 3 of them. Each one requires 2 different lures from 2 of the tier 1 hunts. So Bacho is 1. Thazar D is another. Thazar D is going to require Spleety's Rib and the Fang of Dendar's Staff. So you gotta farm Spleety, which I will point out again, Spleety, guys, is the easiest to summon. I would not recommend buying Spleety's Rotten Rib. The other ones I would recommend buying if you can get them at a good price, which would be a good price. These are typically gonna be 500, 600 gold. 2 SMOPs is about fair here on this fresh market on PS4. So if you can get them cheaper than that, I think it's a good deal. And maybe the PC players can give us a little more insight of what it will look like a month from now. But right now, these are quite pricey. We do farm them, we do buy them. We're hitting it hard, guys. We want to get these videos up for you. We also want to get that T-Rex video up for you here in the coming days. And that's why. In addition to that, you saw some of the equipment that I'm getting. Absolutely ridiculous compared to anything that was in the game before this update. So you want to be doing these hunts. Keep your character up to date. And the gear score boost is insane. This guy should probably not be 10,000 item level. Based on his enchants, his rune stones, the amount of boons that he has. I just recently started playing this guy, but it's all this gear. All this 480 gear is adding up and pushing him to 10.5, which I'm digging it. I like it a lot. You can see here, Searish. He's going to want the Euro Tyrannus Horn, not to be confused with the Talon. The Talon, you don't want to pay more than 300 gold or 1 SMOP. SMOP guide means superior mark of potency, if you didn't know. GMOP is greater mark of potency. So this here is going to require Clawgraze's saddle, which is going to come from farming Clawgraze, the tier 1 hunt. And Karkino's Caprice. I will say, guys, this carapace has been pretty low drop rate from what I've seen so far. We've probably had to purchase more carapaces than the others, even though Kakinos is super easy to spawn, almost as easy as Spleety, because you can fish up those big claw pincers. So we've spawned him a ton of times, only gotten the carapace to drop a couple, whereas say the saddle, for example, seems more of a 50-50. We're getting that saddle quite often, although the Batiri Braves trinket to summon Clawgraze is not dropping very often. And then finally, guys, the third tier 2 hunt is... It's not back here. Let's see. Oh, that was all of them. Yeah, Bacho, Thazar D, and Sirash. From these 3 guys here. And then, obviously, the tier 3 hunt, the King of Spines, is going to require 1 trophy from each of the tier 2 hunts. So this is getting increasingly expensive as time rolls on. And the King of Spines, you'll definitely want to take a look at the equipment. There's a helm giving close to 4,000 power. Very, very nice. So definitely something that you want to be working on. And I'd say probably out of all of this, guys, the most prized possession would be the Ring of the Dinosaur Slayer. +5. You're going to want, if you're DPS, you probably want 2 of them for your main character and as many as your companion can hold. You can see there, 543 critical strike, 814 armor penetration, double offensive slots. This is absolutely phenomenal stats to have the double offensive slots, guys. And with that, I'm going to end this session with you guys on the hunts. If you have any further questions, guys, please comment down below. I know when you're first approaching the hunts, it can be a little strange. We've never seen anything like this before in the game. So if you have any questions, reach out to me down below. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not subscribed. And as always, guys, may the drops be ever in your favor. Eric out.